TJ here. Mac Pro 2019, my first upgrades. I've been working on a very long upgrade video today that is talking about my first two upgrades. The Afterburner, why did I get one, why did I install it, and then also a video GPU or video card upgrade from the lowly RX 580 up to the MPX 5500 or 5500, which is more of a side grade upgrade, but we may soon find out that it's a little bit more than a side grade upgrade. I thought I would make a shorter, quicker video to show first on a couple of just tests of the GPU only from me using the lowly 580X versus the 5500X, because some people may own a 2019 Mac Pro and may want to upgrade at some point. It's funny how expensive these MPX video cards are, and most people would frown upon upgrading from the 580 to this one because it's more of, like I said, a side grade upgrade. Technically, it should be a little better, but we shall see. So what we're going to do, I already made a video earlier of the Unigine Valley benchmark program that tests your CPU for frames per second. And we're going to show that video here in a moment where you can see roughly how many FPS I get running the 580 stock that I received with my 16-core Mac Pro 2019 with 192 gigabyte of memory, or I should say, 192 gigabyte memory and a 2 terabyte storage. And you'll see roughly how many FPS we get. What's that really kind of telling you? Well, if you're a video gamer, the higher the frames per second, the better video game experience you may have. Now, I'm not a gamer. My main purpose of buying this is because I would like to export my videos a little quicker, but at the same time, having a more capable video game computer wouldn't hurt as well. So right now, I'm going to fade off to showing you the 580 MPX module from Apple, the stock, and you'll see what the Unigine Valley test does. And then we'll stop that one, and then we're going to run the same test with this card installed. And I wanted to show you the box as well because I did really good, I think. So if you've been eBaying the 5500, they're expensive. There's typically two always on eBay. I never see them sell. They're asking for $800 range. At one time, I saw OWC listing one only for $580 some odd dollars. So one day out of the blue, I went to Amazon thinking, what the hell? Type it, maybe somebody's selling through Amazon. And one of these brand new came up for $580 some odd dollars. I go, actually not too shabby, but still kind of expensive. And then my eyes drifted downwards to also available used. Only one available. I thought, okay, let's check it out. I checked it out, and it was almost half the price. $316. And I go, okay, I can't pass this up. Even if it's a side grade, even if it doesn't do much, having a second video card won't hurt. And maybe, just maybe, because I did some preliminary look-sees, this should be a little faster. It is a more modern card by a year. The 580 was made in 2018 or introduced. The 5500 came out about a year later, December of 2019, I think. And then eventually Apple incorporated their silent, fanless design into the Mac Pro later on. I don't know what year they introduced it. I'm guessing 21, 22, who knows. But anyway, that became their now base model because they had to upgrade. Basically, Radeon says, hey, this is our new low-grade card, or however Apple and Radeon intermixed. Eventually, it came out, and I thought, okay, let's get one. $316 plus tax. It's not going to break the bank. I don't have to spend $800. And let's check it out. And lo and behold, what I received in an Apple box. And it's sent from Apple, the Apple Store. So I don't know if the Apple Store once in a while sells used things from their Amazon site. But anyway, this is the real box. And their box is pretty trick too because it opens up. And then, let me see if I could do this. And then these spread out to reveal a video card. And inside is, I've already put my 580 in here. I'm going to use the same box to store this thing. And because I put the card in, because I already did the test earlier today. Like I said, I was making a very long video on the whole Afterburner video card thing, which a lot of people will probably not watch the whole thing. But so I'm making a shorter video, which is still going to be long. Anyway, it came in the Apple box. It is the real 5500 MPX. So let's go ahead, fade away, and show you the test on the 580 first. Then I'll come back online, and we'll do it together live on the 5500 and see if we get any better FPS. And then we're going to do an export of a video that I did earlier this morning. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, that I did in Final Cut Pro. It took 33 minutes plus, 33 minutes and 17 seconds to export in H.264 a 4K video. And I'm hoping that thing does it in 20-something minutes. So anyway, hold tight. Is the Benchmark Valley in ultra quality mode. We're just going to go ahead and see what kind of FPS this gets. So when I put the 5500 in to see if it does any better. So I just have the camera pointed at the big 32-inch monitor for now. I have it in ultra quality mode, and we're just going to go ahead and run it. And since you may not see the screen close up in terms of the FPS, I'll let you know what they are. So right now, 39 FPS on this first screen, 40. 51, 52 FPS, 50. 42, 43, 44. Everything looks to be fairly smooth. And we've got another 40. This one's a 38, 39, 40. And again, this is in the ultra mode, the highest setting. This one's a 70, 71, 69, so around 70. The temperature, by the way, says 64 degrees Celsius. $42, $43. So it looks like most of these are in the upper 30s, lower 40s. Once in a great while, you'll get one that kind of really hops up. That one was about a mid-30. Now we're back up to 42. So this kind of gives you an idea. I'll run through a few more here. I forget how many there are on this particular test. But most of them in this ultra mode. This one's a little lower. This one's 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So still well enough to kind of play a game if you were playing a video game. This one's a little lower. This one's right around 30, 28. Obviously, you're seeing that them getting more difficult here. 32, 30. 36, 37. So you kind of got the gist. We're at least staying 30s and above in Ultra. And definitely very doable, usable for whether you're watching a video or playing a video game. I don't play high-end video games. I know more FPS the better. But this is at least kind of getting by with this 580. Probably not the greatest, but it is what it is. So we'll stop the recording and I'll slap in the 5500 when it arrives, and we'll run the same test. Okay, so you saw in the 580 video that towards the end I started getting upper 20s, 30 frames per second on some of those more intricate graphical video stuff, we'll call it. So let's see how this newer 5500 does on the same ultra setting, and we're going to go ahead and run it now. "56 frames per second. I'll repeat them in case you don't see it, because I'm just pointing the camera. 72, 67, upper 60s. So far, these numbers are all a bit higher. 60, upper 50s. Everything seems to be streaming along nicely. Mid 60s. Now we're up to 57 on this one. 59. Mid 50s, 54, 55. I seem to remember on the 580, if things started dropping really down into the 40s from here. Holy smokes, this one's a 95, 92, lower 90s, upper 80s on this one. Mid 60s. Upper 50s. Nothing has fallen down into the 30s or 40s yet. This video card seems to be really doing pretty well. Lower 60s, 65, 63, 56, 57. We were definitely seeing 40s earlier on the 580. Upper 50s. Mid-50s. Ooh, the storms are brewing. Okay, finally seeing some 40. This is an upper 40, 47. Lower 50. Now we're at 46, 44, 43, 45. So mid-40s. I'm pretty sure on this one we were seeing the 30s before. Mid-40s, 45. 50s. Lower 50s, 52. So I didn't write, I'll have to compare them later, but this seems to be doing much better in terms of frames per second. We're up to the 60s, 67. Haven't seen a 1 in the 30s yet. And only a smidge of the upper 40s. This is a lower 51, 52. I don't know how long this Valley Unigine goes, but needless to say, I'm not going to run it forever. You can see I've went, I think, past where I was before. We're up in the 50s still. So we're not seeing any of the upper 20s, lower 30s like we were seeing with the 580. So this card is definitely handling the frames per second on this ultra setting better than the 580. I think I could probably stop this now. We're continuing to see the 50s. Is that the end of the video? What are we looking at? Is that Everest? This is back to the beginning. So, yeah, we're going to stop here, and I'm going to go to the export of my video. So I'll come back in a moment. All right, we're going to go ahead. So my test earlier today, when I was making my big conglomerate video that you're going to see at a later time, this is a video I made on unboxing my Mac Pro 2013 and 2019 together. It's my first 4K video. I did it all in ProRes, and it was quite fun. But it took converting it or exporting it to H.264 33 minutes and like 17 seconds to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this export now. We're going to do the same little timer that I had on the screen earlier. I'm hoping, so far the frames per second part of this new video card, the 5500X, looks really promising. So we'll see if it also helps in an export. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get my cursor down here. We're going to hit return to save. Let's make sure we're saving it to the, yeah, I'm saving it to the right folder. Okay, good. Okay, return and clip time. Go. Okay. Millisecond apart like I did before. So we're going to not wait here the whole 20 some odd minutes, 30 some odd minutes. We'll see if this does better. But I do want to open up, like I did before, the little background to see what percentage we're going to go. We're at a whopping 2%. You can start doing the math. Let's wait till we get to a minute, and then we can, that's a little easier to start doing math in your head. We're at 30 seconds, and we're 3% done. I'm hoping this is in the 20 some odd minute range for a 4K video. That's definitely palatable. 30 some odd minutes is a whole show on TV, right? That's not good. 40, almost at 45 seconds, we're at 6%. Things seem to be going faster already. And I'm on the same settings. 50. So we're almost at a minute. We're almost at a minute. And a minute. And we're at 8%. So start doing the math in your head. Get the smoke coming out your ears. I'll come back when this is done, and we'll see how many minutes it took to do the same video, but this time on a Apple W5500X MPX GPU. So hold tight. What the? I don't know if this is what I'm seeing here, but this is 50% exported, and we're at 6 minutes. The 580, like I said, for the whole video, took 33 minutes. We're at a little over 6 minutes. It is now 53% done. If this keeps on this path, we're going to be 14 minutes, something like that. Holy, I was going to swear, but I'm not going to swear. This seems almost... It can't be true, can it? This supposed unilateral side upgrade seems to be somewhat blowing away the 580 in terms of frames per second and export. And the thing that I cared about most was the export. I would like the export of 4K video in 15 minutes is great. Half an hour plus, it's like I said, a TV show. That's a whole TV show with commercials. I don't want to wait that long. So we'll see if this continues on. In my other video today that I was making, I fell asleep a few times in that 30 minutes. Right now we're at 61%, 7.5 minutes. So let me turn off the camera. We'll come back when this thing is done. And I'm a little flabbergasted. I made sure that I deleted my library render files before exporting it. All the settings are the same. H.264, 4K. I'm baffled, and very happily baffled, so hold tight. Holy crap, it just finished! Get this thing out of the way, I gotta stop the clock! Stop the clock! Stop it! Holy sheep dongles! 11 minutes, there's probably 8 seconds of me trying to stop this clock. 11.5 minutes compared to 33 minutes and 15 or 17 seconds. This thing just blew the smithereens. Unless there's some other thing in here. Like I said, I went into the library and I deleted all the render files that were basically created before, so it should not be latching on to that in any way. This just did it in 11 minutes, 38 seconds. If that's the way this card's going to be to me, I'm very happy. So, frames per second, much better. There were quite a few up in this 60 plus range, which for a video gamer, I think if you're doing 60 frames per second, you're probably tickled pink. For most people, probably not the real Fortnite gamers and stuff. I don't do any of those games. I'm an 8-bitter. I play old 8-bit games. Pac-Man, those type of things. But if I want to play an occasional game, frames per second is much better than the 580. And then in export, where I wanted this to be good in H.264, because I may create and manipulate my files in ProRes, but I don't want to export in that way, and I don't want to wait a half an hour plus. If I only have to wait 11.5 minutes, that gives me enough time to tuck the paper underneath my armpit and go into the bathroom, do my thing, and come back, and it's done. Because I sit on the john and I contemplate life for quite a long time. Pretty normal for me. Anyway, this is phenomenal. 11.5 minutes, 26-minute 4K video. Like I said, the video is very plain Jane. There's no big special effects or any of those type of things. That's fine. That's not me. I may develop into doing something like that later. Like I blew myself up once in a video, or I needed to fuzz out something and it traveled throughout the whole video, and that took up some horsepower. But I don't do those things too often. I just make a video, one take TJ, and I put it on here, and I want it to look decent, 4K, if I ever want to do that. And now I can in 11.5 minutes. So is this so far so good? Yes. I gotta say the 5500 leaps over the 580, and I'm so happy I found one. So far, it's only been running for half an hour. That it lasts me a long time. It continues to work. It wasn't a return because there was some glitch or hiccup. So far, it's given me video, it's booting, and it's working. So I am very happy. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick little comparison of a Apple MPX 580 and an Apple MPX 5500. And if you're looking for one and can find one at a good price, I think it's pretty dang good card. So thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, I gotta shut the video off.